Hey gang, so today's a sponsored video by Blackdog Labs, and this is the custom one-of-a-kind Fidget Fix coin. Now, why didn't I review this sooner? Why wasn't I super excited about it? Well, it was kind of a bumpy road. We're good now, but there's a bit of a story behind it, and I feel like it needs to be told. Let's go. Okay, here we go with the Fidget Fix coin by Blackdog Labs. Now, I want to start by saying this is not a video meant to trash Blackdog Labs. I'm really just telling the story so that you can understand how I got to where I needed to fix up this coin and why I ended up having to take the steps I did, and also to hopefully help you if you are ever in a position where you need to fix magnets on a coin such as this, because I know there are different makers that make these types of coins. So hopefully this will be helpful to somebody. All right, so quick backstory. When the Blackdog Labs V3 biscuit came out, I reached out to Blackdog Labs and said, hey, do you, I'm a YouTuber. Do you happen to give away review copies? And he said, no, sorry, I don't. I'm a small shop and that costs a lot of money. And I said, yeah, totally get it. No problem. Then we started talking a bit more and I asked him about custom coins because I was interested in making a coin with my logo on it. And he had said, tell you what, if you buy a V3 biscuit, I will give you a coin. I will make a custom coin for you. And I thought, dude, that's awesome. That was so generous. I was really excited. So I sent the files, everything was good. There was a bit of a kind of a hiccup with the shipping. I think he had to ship it twice just because stuff had gotten, stuff was forgotten. And that may actually speak to the conditions under which he was kind of putting the coin together, which is that there's probably a lot going on, stressed, I'm sure, lots of orders to figure out. And so I think sometimes the QC process slips a little bit. Maybe. So anyway, so I get the coin, and at first I'm super excited about it. I post a short when I got it back in November. Just me in a restaurant playing with it, saying Blackdog Labs is awesome. And then I never said anything about it again. And I had a couple people reach out and ask, hey, when are we going to see that review? And, I didn't really have an answer for them because I wasn't really sure how to answer. The issue is that the one of the magnets was not seated properly. It was lifting above the plate so that when I would move, when I would slide the coin around like this, that magnet, not this one, I've since replaced it, was getting caught. It was stuck inside the circle here. And it was actually starting to kind of like chip off the magnet a little bit. So it was like really stuck, like I couldn't even move it. So when I opened it up, I looked at the magnet, and the weird thing is, and you might run into this with these types of things with exposed magnets, I could actually push it down a little bit, but then the minute it would catch to the center magnet, it would pop back up. And I could not pull it out. I had all kinds of magnets trying to pull it out, and nothing worked. Although, strangely enough, when I moved the magnets around to these other magnets, I ended up pulling out 3 more magnets. So clearly something happened with this. Again, I don't know. I'm just going to assume that this was done in a rush amid a whole bunch of other orders. And just like I said, I think just QC kind of dropped off on that day, the quality control, and these magnets were not glued in well. So they all kind of popped out. And the problem was I couldn't get this magnet out. It would not come out. So, I did reach out to Blackdog Labs in fairness to say, hey, just so you know, this is what's happened. I wasn't saying I want my money back or anything, because obviously this is a weird spot, right? Because I didn't pay for the coin. I paid for the slider. The coin was given to me as a gift. The issue was it was contingent on me buying the slider, which I actually didn't want. I wanted the coin. So anyways, it's fine. I sold the slider, ended up getting money back for the slider, and then I had the coin. Problem was the coin was kind of useless. I couldn't use it because I couldn't get this damn magnet out. So I reached out to Blackdog Labs, mostly just to say, just to have a conversation about it and say, listen, just want you to know this is happening. maybe just kind of, I don't know, maybe check out your process for gluing in magnets or something. And I was also hoping to start a dialogue, maybe to talk about how do I get this magnet out? Because I'd never had any experience pulling a magnet out. So for a lot of you watching, we were probably in the same boat where you're like, I don't even have the tools to do that. So I talked to a bunch of people and they said, oh yeah. And so by the way, so I didn't hear back from Blackdog at all. And I messaged a few times, I think like 3 times, messaged to the store, no response. So I just thought, okay, well, I'm on my own for this then. So I ended up, reaching out online and talking to people. And a lot of the people just said, drill it, try to drill it and see if you can pop it out. So I did try to drill it.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
And it just didn't work. It made a mess. I then used like a punch, like a nail punch, with a hammer, and I would put it over it and I would smack the hammer, and it did start to break up the magnet. The problem was I was also damaging the rim. So I couldn't get this thing fixed. I couldn't get the magnet out. I had 3 other magnets, 3 other magnets that weren't even in there anymore. So I threw it in a drawer. I was so kind of bothered and upset and disappointed, really. Like, you just, like you feel like a little kid where you're like, oh, I'm so excited I get this thing, this coin that has my logo on it, and then you can't even use it because it's completely defective, at least in the magnets. So and the thing is, I had heard about soaking in acetone. Now, I've been trying for weeks. What I would do is take an eyedropper and I would just kind of put little drops of acetone on there just to see if it would kind of seep into the cracks. It didn't. And I'm sure if a lot of you have tried that, you realize it doesn't do anything. So my fear was I didn't want, what I'd heard was you could just drop this in a bowl of acetone. And if it soaks in, then it should make it into all the cracks and the magnets will pop right out. Problem is, I had no idea if it would damage the coin somehow. But at this point, I had nothing to lose. There was just, the coin was unusable. So I did it. I threw it in a bowl, filled it up with acetone, and let it soak for a couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours. So when I came back, I was so relieved to see that all the I took a stack of magnets and just started, pulling them and all the magnets came out. I had to work a little bit again on the grit that was stuck in this hole. But it eventually came out too. So then I had everything out. I cleaned out the holes. I took more acetone and I put them in each hole individually, took, cleaning swabs, cleaned everything out to make sure the holes were perfectly clean, then dropped in more glue. Now, the problem is this magnet was completely destroyed. So the other issue is this is why you should go for acetone before the hole punch. I damaged the shape of the hole in trying to use that hole punch to get the magnet out. So I had to go with a smaller magnet. Now it's the same strength. So it's pretty close. It still works the same. It looks ugly as hell, but what are you going to do? It still works. So now, I got everything. I was finally able to use it, and I'm really happy that I was able to fix it. The only issue I sort of see with it that's a little odd, and if anybody has any coins of these types, please let me know if this kind of stuff is normal or common, like these sort of these machining chips here. I have no idea. I don't know if that's just mine or if that's just oh yeah, that happens because that's part of the process. So really, acetone is your friend. Don't be here's the thing. I was just about to say, don't be afraid to put the coin in. I don't know. I don't know if acetone only affects glue. If you look at this is the side. Let me see here. So this side went into the acetone. This did not. And if you see here, they're basically the same. So the acetone did not really bother this coin at all. Again, I don't know if all coins are like that. I'd love to know in the comments if that's something that is common, where acetone only eats away at an adhesive and doesn't actually bother metals. So all I can say is if you are having a problem with your coins with exposed magnets and maybe they're not seated properly, whether it's a slider, whether it's a coin, anything with an exposed magnet, I found that in my case, soaking it in acetone worked. They all came out super, super easy, and it did not damage the coin. I don't know what other materials, how other materials will react to acetone. I can only tell you that this one was fine. And I was really happy that it did. I wish I could have had a conversation with Blackdog Labs just to say, hey, this happened. But I don't know. I kind of gave up on that. You message enough times, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna move on. So I'm saying that because I don't want to make it seem like I'm blindsiding Blackdog Labs. I did reach out a number of times to kind of talk about this. So this isn't like some shock video where, oh, look at this terrible thing I got. I love the coin. I really, really love the coin. I love that it can actually, it's like a one click in any direction, which is really fun. And of course you can just spin it. So that's its main thing, is just this, right? Like I just kind of click away and it's awesome. I just wish the experience had been better because for a while it was just, it was a little depressing, like when you get super excited about something. And the real kind of moral of this story, I guess, is had I have tried the acetone sooner, I would have gotten this fixed sooner and I would have been able to use it sooner. So really, the whole message here is acetone is your friend when it comes to unseating magnets. So this is, again, I'm not saying don't use Blackdog Labs or don't get their products. I know a lot of people love them, and for good reason. They're built strong, they're built well. But this was just, maybe it was an isolated case, very possible. But great coin, love it, love the weight. It's my first kind of brass coin. Again, I just wish I had pulled it out of the box and went, yay, this is awesome. But I realized that experience is probably common to a lot of people. And so I think sharing these stories helps the community in the sense that it kind of teaches everybody what to do when that happens and how to fix something on your own. Because, in the end, it wasn't that hard to fix. I just didn't have all of the information. So that's it, gang. Thanks for watching. And, again, this is my custom Fidget Fix coin.